What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Podcast Material. My name's Ethan.
And I'm Heathrow.
And we're two best buds of about 25 years. And welcome to our podcast. If this is your first time joining us, thanks for coming. And if you've been listening along, thanks for coming back. We appreciate you. And yeah, here we are.
Welcome in, everybody. Today on Podcast Material, we are talking about the idea of dream jobs. Most of us have to work a job. And Ethan and I thought it'd be fun to discuss some ideas of maybe some dream jobs that we've had, some ideas around dream jobs, maybe even a fact or two. Kind of hard to find. It's kind of hard to find definitive facts about dream jobs. But that's kind of what we're going to talk about and explore today. What is a dream job? You know?
Yeah. I feel like the phrase dream job is kind of hypocritical or ironic in my mind, you know? Because I shouldn't be dreaming of work, you know, but I know some people have jobs they really, really love and have wanted to do it their whole lives, especially if it gives you a greater purpose, you know. But for the most part, it's I shouldn't be dreaming of working. I should want to be chilling on a beach somewhere, eating grapes and chilling in the water and you know, I don't know.
It's such a good point. Also, I'm going to stop saying contest to see who says the least amount. We can find all the likes in the episode.
Sweet. Let's do it.
I'm going to try hard to be the least likey of the bunch. Multiple people have shouted out yo, y'all be saying
a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Mega like. But we really do like it here, so make sure you like and subscribe.
I was just about to go there, dude.
Let's go.
I was just about to go there, dude. Let's see who says more likes, you, me, or people listening. Do you like this podcast? That was a there's something in there. If I work a little harder, that could be funny.
There's definitely some data around the likes we can find. Tight. But yes, dream job is kind of loaded because we shouldn't be dreaming of work necessarily, but it is something we need to do for our day-to-day lives in society that we currently live in. I'll just dive into my dream job.
Yeah, please.
And I think I'm currently working it. I feel like I'm working it. I wanted to be a general contractor. I thought it was a job that took a little bit more skill. I think it takes a lot of skill. But yeah, I dreamt of being a general contractor, having a van, running some crews, doing a lot of construction, and I did it. It was really great for a while, but then it did turn into a job. I was just working more than I expected, and it sort of spiraled into back to kind of a normal job. So I feel like for me, dream job sort of ebbs and flows a little bit. I had it, and now I'm sort of dreaming of something new.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel when you started doing it, the responsibilities became too high. It wasn't you dreamed too big, but you had this company that was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you were well, I kind of want to do the things my crew is doing. And so you kind of dreamt yourself out of your dream job a little bit.
Yes.
You know,
totally. I really did. That's really true. Is I got to my dream job position, and once I was there, sort of lost track of where I was.
For sure.
I didn't take a moment to realize dang, this is my dream job. I'm a general contractor. I've got the van. I've got the tools. I've got the clients. Things are great. We're in the green. Wow. Here we are.
Yep.
It was really nice while it lasted.
For sure. You seemed like you were having a ton of fun. You were excited to talk about work. You were excited to share projects. You were excited to show people pictures of the things you were doing, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like us being your group of friends we could see the decline, you know, we could
Absolutely.
see as you brought on another person or two onto your team, or jobs weren't the tasks weren't coming in, the jobs weren't coming in as heavily. We could see it, you know, oh man, yeah. Heath's dream is dying. You know?
I think this is the classic tale of a lot of general contractors that are excited. I think most general contracting businesses actually end within the first 10 years.
Oh, sure.
Which is definitely true for me. I think my general contracting business was open for 5. So probably landed right in the middle there in the median. And yeah, I dreamt of running crews and maybe being a larger general contractor and sort of being a name across town in a way. But then once I got closer to that dream, realized it probably just wasn't what I actually wanted. You know, it's funny when I think about my dream job in this situation is like, it was having the van for sure. I think having a dream job, I don't know if you agree with this, but it's almost a picture in my mind of
Sure.
like what my day to day looks like.
Totally.
And I dreamt of, just rolling around in a large Sprinter van, essentially,
Yep.
filled with tools, being able to complete any project that I come across.
Yep.
And that was kind of the extent of it in a way. Like, I did have some intention, but that was like sort of like the bulk of it, right? I was like, this is what I want. And got there and then sort of stopped dreaming in a way, you know? It was just kind of like, cool, this is neat. I'm doing it. And
Oh man.
got excited, overinvested, and then it turned into me running around just like putting out fires.
For sure. You're burning my dream down. Your crew started tearing your dream down like
Oh
they
my
were
God.
doing demo.
My dream caught on fire, definitely.
Yeah.
To my own fault, you know. Oh man. I'm making this sound really horrible. I love general contracting. I'm actually still a general contractor, so shout out anybody in Portland if you want to hire me.
Yeah.
Feel free to reach out. But I'm readjusting my dream to fit like what I'm able to do now. You know, so
Yeah.
I think I'm living it. I think I'm living my dream job, and I'm gonna ramble a little longer. We might cut some of this out. And I've started to incorporate like social media and doing this kind of stuff, podcasting, media creation in general as part of my dream job. And right now it's more of like maybe like a creative outlet, an artistic thing, something to do for fun. And like, you can't really do this wrong in a way.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
just something creative just to put out there. So I really am enjoying that as well. And maybe that could be part of my dream job as well. You know, there's definitely ways to monetize the social media and the podcast. Yeah, I think that's included too. Just gotta keep dreaming. Throw some details in there, and then it'll probably come true. But what about you, man? What have you dreamt about as your dream job?
Yeah, I don't. It's tough because I feel like I worked with youth for a long time, and I really loved doing that. Like I did it in so many different ways. You know, I did it as a volunteer in high school. I did outdoor ed job, like volunteered as an outdoor educator, worked as an outdoor educator, worked in high schools and middle schools and elementary schools. I've worked with pretty much all kids from K to 12. And then actually some college students too. So I felt like for a long time that was maybe my like calling, you know, my dad's whole side of his family, they were all teachers. My aunt's a professor. My grandma was a kindergarten and a first grade teacher.
Oh, nice. I didn't
And
know
so
that.
kind of, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's kind of like in there, kind of feels like it's in the blood a little bit. But I think I kind of got like convinced that was my dream job a little bit, you know, because when I was 15, a supervisor of mine, after my first week doing that volunteer ed job, I was 15, I was volunteering, and I had just had like a really hard week, but I didn't know any different. Like I didn't know if I had had a hard week or an easy week because it was my first time. And the supervisor, this guy I really looked up to, was like, hey, is this your first time? And I was like, at the end of the week, all the kids had gone home, and he was like, oh, is this your first time being a student leader? And there were lots of high school students there, so like it was okay that he didn't know. I wasn't upset that he didn't know who I was, really. And he was like, is this your first time? And I said yeah. And he went like, yes, you know. He was like pumped that it was my first time because he knew that I'd be coming back more. And that really like lit me up, you know. I was like, cool, this like guy that I like don't really know feels like I'm doing something really well that also like brings me a lot of joy to do and like a lot of fulfillment to do. And so I kind of like ran with that as if that was like the truth, and I kind of like never looked back on whether or not I was actually good at it or not. And I think I am, but you know, I did that for like 15 or 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back on it now and I'm like, man, was I doing that just because like I thought I was good at something? and that fulfilled me, or was I like actually doing good at doing it? So it's like it was like a tricky kind of a tricky like growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Someone told me I was good at something, so I like believed them, versus like being challenged to be good at something and then gaining the skills to actually see that I was good at it, you know? And I have a lot of people that I mentored throughout that process that would probably hop on a mic here and be like, dude, you were great at this. You like helped me with my life. You helped me with this and that. But obviously it's harder for me to see that because I can think about all the dumb shit I said or like did, you know, I get in my head about that stuff a lot. So
We can definitely be our own biggest critics, right? You can just replay your own whatever worst fears or worst thoughts that you have about that. But okay, interesting.
But I would say that outdoor ed job, like working for outdoor school, was my dream job for a long time. Like I dropped out of school to do that job, and it was really fun. And I met a lot of like really, really, really close friends doing that, and I have some really silly stories from that.
And that's kind of an interesting thought that like someone planted this sort of seed in you. It just fired you up in a way where you like, this person sees me, they think I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a good job and I'll just keep doing it. And in a way that it's funny, the title, the word dream job, like not like actually, the word dream job is actually like it's like, fuck. It's what you're dreaming up almost, and that becomes your job in a weird way.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if you can say you have a dream job, it's because you've dreamt it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did dream about doing that job for a long time and like saw myself being in that role and having the impact that like those people had on me. And I kind of dreamt that into existence. I mean, the way I got that job eventually was insane. It was like at the last minute, I didn't have it. I like applied for this job, applied for that job. And then they hired somebody else. And then last second, before I hit like register for my next term of classes, I got a phone call that was like, yo, someone can't do it. And I was like, okay. And so I just packed my shit up and moved back up to Portland, and the rest is history.
I picture you at the computer just sweating, like your classes are filed. You're about to hit submit, and your phone goes off. You're like, huh?
Dude, it was pretty close to that. It was wild. It was
your
wild.
Eyes twitching a little bit. Sweat.
Dude, actually, yeah, totally. Just sweat dripping. I'm like shaking nervously. Yeah.
I'm going.
My dream is dead. You know. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. When I found out the job, Kate was the first person I called. Nice. You're like, I got this job. Yeah.
That's great. Kate is my wife. Ethan.
Just for reference, Kate and I did outdoor school together in high school. So, like, she knew what I was applying for, and she was someone that I had kind of been keeping up to date on the application process. So, it was like important for me to call her and talk to her about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the idea of like relationship currency or like a rapport bank? Do you know about this idea?
Not necessarily.
So it's this concept that you know, the more time that you put into a relationship, or the more how am I going to describe this? Like the more that you invest, the more you. So okay, let me describe it as
like
in terms of
emotional labor,
maybe. Not necessarily emotional labor.
Okay.
It can come across as like, I'm going to do this thing for you, or I've got this, right? So I learned about it when working with young people. The idea is that, you know, you relate, you create rapport, you like build this, you know, you give compliments, you relate on like a genuine level, and that is all like storing up relationship currency, right? And so you've got like, think about like everybody, you know, you've got like a little piggy bank with their picture on it or whatever, and all the positive feedback you give to folks, and and moments you have with those folks is like, or coins that are going into these piggy banks. And then when something hard has to happen, or you have to have like a tough conversation with a student or with a friend or something like that, you're essentially spending that relationship currency, and it doesn't affect your relationship with them because you've like you've saved up this money or this currency in that bank, right? So, you know, you've built enough that it's not going to impact you negatively when you have to have this hard conversation or do this or do that. Like if you've ever had a hard conversation with someone that you like don't have a great relationship with, those are really hard conversations, right? When you and I have to have hard conversations, our banks are like overflowing because we are like great friends that have had like a really fun time together for the majority of our relationship. Right. So like when we have to have a hard time, it's like we automatically understand that we're like we're coming from a place of friendship, and in the sense that you know, one of us is saying, hey, I'm having a hard time with this thing. We might not always like say it the right way, but it can come across as, hey, I'm having this problem like with whatever's happening in this moment. I don't love it. And that doesn't impact necessarily the next relationship. Or sometimes what I've seen that happens with us specifically, I don't feel like this happens with many other friends that I have, maybe 2 or 3, where like, if I'm having a hard time with you and I'm not even going to like say it necessarily, and I'm like a little grouchy or grumpy, like, and this will go for you, for me too. Sometimes it's just like, cool, I've absorbed it. I don't care. We're on to the next thing. And I'm not even like thinking about it 5 minutes later, you know? And that is like a stuffed rapport bank. You know?
We got that relationship wealth, dude. Make it, make it rain. Make it rain with our friendship, dude. Oh, you made me mad a little bit? No problem.
No problem.
No problem. I'll talk to you. I'm going to approach you. I'm going to approach you about it respectfully. We're going to talk about it with ease.
Yep. Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's funny because I've typically always used that when I'm working with young people, because it's an easy way to think about if I've spent enough time building them up. But with friends, it's a little different. With you, I don't think about it. With some other folks, I don't think about it. But there are definitely some people I'd call friends that like I don't necessarily have enough rapport built up with to have like a really hard conversation with. You know?
Dang, that's really cool. That's such a good visual. I appreciate that. I think I'm a visual learner and sort of visual thinker. So yeah, thinking about all my friends with little piggy banks. Nice. Near them.
I'm glad to build a picture in your mind.
Being like, where can I build some wealth? Where can I build some relationship wealth?
Dude, invest in that relationship capital. Bud coins coming out.
Bud coins.
They're on the rise.
Just to be clear though, not launching a crypto coin.
No, not doing that. You know, we've kind of skewed away from the job situation a little bit, which we're moving on. But I can't help but think that there are some jobs that I have hated that I've also had like the most fun doing, you know,
man,
just I was just thinking about that, how we were talking about how like our dream jobs are not necessarily the most fun, but then sometimes your least favorite jobs can also be the most fun.
Well, it probably depends on who you work with. So you and I...
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Ethan and I have worked a couple of jobs together. We're not going to give too much details probably about those arrangements.
Nope.
Our first job together was at a Subway.
Mm-hmm. For a very brief amount of time.
Ethan and I were both sandwich artists. Independently Subway sandwich artists, and then we collaborated together to make a masterpiece.
Yeah, I did the sauces, he did the meats.
It was wonderful. They loved us. They loved us, dude.
Oh man. And then okay. What other jobs did we do together? I mean, I helped you with your business. Did you want to go more into Subway?
No.
Yeah, I don't think we should go more into Subway.
Yeah. Shout out sandwich artists. If there's any sandwich artists listening, if there's any sandwich artists listening, shout out. Let us know your favorite sandwich.
What's your favorite sandwich that like a regular gets? Or that what's the weirdest sandwich you've had to make?
You know what's funny is I slowed myself down in telling us your favorite sandwich because I don't really like Subway sandwiches that much.
Really?
Well,
I only say really because a couple months ago you said that you said Subway is bomb.
When?
You did. We were.
No. I'm gonna need to see. I'm gonna need to see.
Yes, you did. Oh man.
I said Subway is bomb. No.
Yes, you were like, oh.
I'm gonna need to see a picture or a video or something. Nope. No.
You said I like Subway. I like Subway.
I think I like Subway, but I don't think it's good.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. No, that is interesting.
I'm backpedaling a little. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember now. We were probably talking about Jimmy John's also.
We're talking about Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah. Yeah. But what other jobs did we do together? We, you were a basketball ref for a while, and
Right.
I joined you for a weekend or two.
Yes, we refereed some basketball games, some youth basketball games. That was fun.
And for the record, from Heath was more fun to watch as a ref than any basketball game I saw him ref. And maybe that's a little skewed because he was reffing like fourth grade basketball at first. But when you started reffing like middle school and high school basketball, it was fun to be around.
Oh man. That's another dream job I had probably. That would be a dream job of mine to be like a full-time basketball referee. Dang.
Dude, you were kind of on your way.
See, that's pretty strong.
That was pretty good, dude. I stopped. I dropped the ball.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Oh man, my poor friend Josh. Shout out Josh. When I was the height of my refereeing, I was meeting up with him after a game, and I was in full referee uniform, and we were walking down the streets of Seattle. And I actually saw him coming. We were walking to meet each other, and I saw him on the corner, and I walked up to him, and then I was just like, boop, and just gave him a technical foul right in his face. I teed him up.
Oh man, did you toss him?
Oh yeah, with the toss too.
Nice, nice.
Boom, boom, double technical, tossed him out.
Out of here.
But we were in the middle of downtown Seattle, so
you probably just blended in.
Well, I kind of made a scene a little bit, and I think he's still upset about it. It was definitely uncalled for, and he didn't expect it. Like, because I sort of had like a little like little jacket over my referee's jersey, and then I like opened it. It was like a
like a Superman moment.
Yeah, kind of like a Superman moment. Opened it a bit, and then came in with a double technical on the ejection.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, it was really fun. But yeah, anyway, I was a basketball referee for a while. I would love to again. Shout out if you guys need any refereeing help.
Dude, if anyone's looking for a ref. Well, so I joined you in that for probably like 2 weekends for like the training session.
Yeah, if I remember, it was probably some like 5th grade games. They were decent games, I think. It wasn't slow, right?
Yeah. And actually, what's funny is I remember I think the first weekend was 4th graders. It was like a 4th grade jamboree or something, and it was fine. You ended up like tossing 2 of the coaches and like banning them from coaching for the rest of their lives or something.
Man, the coaches and the parents, wild. I swear, man, I don't know. Sometimes it breaks my heart a bit. Mm-hmm, but yeah, totally. It gets wild.
Totally.
It's just like, yo, this is, these kids are 10 years old. What are you?
Yep. Let them have fun. Let them do their thing.
We're not, there's no championships being won out here. Go ahead.
Right. But then I think the second weekend, one of the teams had a bunch of like 6th grade students that I had like worked with the week before. And so they were like, yo, like you were the ref. And I remember I made a call on one of them for a foul, but it was probably all ball. And he just came up to me. He's like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on. And I was like, I had to defend myself. And then afterwards he just came up to me and said, I know that you're just starting, but like that was a bad call. And I was like, I'll see you next weekend. And just turned around and walked away. And I never saw that kid again.
Well, those are tough lessons learned.
Yep.
Making a bad call as a referee is probably the one of the hardest things you'll ever do. I think for sure. It doesn't depend on the level. I should probably take that back. One of the hardest things you'll do as a referee.
Sure, is like defending a bad call that you've made.
Yeah, just knowing you've made a bad call and you really just can't admit it.
Right.
For me, that was my strategy.
Yep.
The most I would give them, it would just be like, I'll get you next time. Sure.
Or I've like heard refs be like, I didn't see it that way.
Oh, for sure. I didn't see it that way all day. Oh, man. That's a go-to. Ooh, didn't see it that way. No. Yeah. No. Well, I obviously didn't see it that way, right? Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
All right. What else do I use? Man, this get me hype.
Nice, dude. See you at the Y next weekend.
Hell yeah, dude.
Man.
I've got a lot of stories from refereeing. When I was a young referee, one of the older guys just really chewed me out on the floor.
Like a veteran ref?
A veteran ref. He was older. He had been doing some high school games. Man, it was so bad. It was so bad. I made such a bad call.
Oh, no.
It was, it was like in refereeing in that level, there's 2 refs. There's like a ref that's higher up on the court and then a guy that's lower down by the basket. and there was a play happening by the basket, sort of came across the key right in front of him. There was sort of like it was like a layup in the key right in front of him. He called nothing. I came in from probably 20 something feet out.
Oh no.
Like reported the foul with the shooting. He collected the ball from the baseline, collected the ball, and did not run, held the ball, walked across the court to me, which I was near the scorer's table. Walked across the court to me, handed me the ball, and he says, "If you ever make that call in my zone again, I will not work with you and I'll walk off the court."
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Essentially, those were his words.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And this was
stay
like
in your lane, young buck.
in the middle of the court, not quiet.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have to include this story, but whoa.
Oh man, that's wild. That's wild.
And he brought me the ball to then administer the free throws because like he even broke rotation to like force me to like
Own
lay
that call.
in my shit bed that I made.
Yeah. Yeah. Yikes, dude. That's funny. That's funny.
Sick lesson though. Sick lesson.
No doubt. No doubt.
do
You
that
didn't do
again.
that shit again.
That's not mine.
Nope. Nope. Damn, dude. I would like to really quickly point out that you and I are both drinking out of souvenir cups.
Oh, geez. Wow. I don't actually support the Yankees necessarily. I think they're
Yeah, you shouldn't.
an over. What should I say?
Were you going to say overdog?
I think they're an overdog, dude. What an overdog! Yes, too much of an overdog for me. No, I was gonna say I think they're an over-celebrated dynasty that needs to just chill out for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, they might have made the World Series last year, but I don't care. I don't care. Heard it here. Fuck the Yankees.
Oh man,
I don't know. Kitty cat. Tobin is on the screen.
Tobin is on the screen. Come on, Tobini, lay down, Tobin. Jeez Louise, you want to be on the pod, Tobin?
Come on.
Come on,
Come on.
All right,
Nice,
dude.
Okay, I've got a question for you. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, dude. Let me get this cat. Should I get this cat handled or?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can handle that kitty cat.
Can you just get in your bed, please? I know you like to be up here. Just chill with us. Come on. Dang, she ain't chilling.
Just chill, kitty. Okay, so this is a question that I've never answered before. It was brought to us by someone in Instagram. Someone on Instagram. I asked for some silly questions, and I got a ton. So this is one I haven't answered before. I haven't thought about it until now. So if you had to spend 24 hours as an inanimate object, what object would you be?
Ooh,
Right? I feel like there are so many ways to
object,
go with
okay.
this, you know?
let's see.
So just like off the top, you know I love to do this. You know I love to get like I love to break this shit down.
Sure.
Do I want to be an inanimate object that is used a lot? Or an inanimate object that just like chills?
So are we assuming that our consciousness is being transferred into this stationary, unalive object? Or not stationary necessarily, but like inanimate.
Yeah.
Zero animation. But our consciousness will be put in and like we can like feel
That's
pain.
how I'm thinking about it. Like I'm getting, warged into the couch,
Okay.
or like,
Sure.
or a
So we're
spoon or
warging.
whatever it
I
is.
see. So we're
you know.
warging. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can't do anything with it.
Have you ever played Prop Hunt? Have you seen
I
this?
haven't played it, but I know
Okay.
I know about it.
For
yeah.
sure. So this is
Yeah.
reminding me of Prop Hunt, kind of. Right. Are we thinking Prop Hunt here?
Sure, but can't move. Can't move. Or we can't move unless we are moved by somebody
okay,
else,
okay.
or something else. So I'm not sure if I want to be like a useful object or something that just like sits there and does nothing.
Useful object.
Something that like people will come along and use during that 24 hours.
It's for a day?
Yeah, for 24 hours. Yeah. It's like I wouldn't want to be a chair. I don't want someone sitting on me all the time. I don't want to be
definitely
like a
don't wanna be a
couch. I don't want to be
No, that'd be gross.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be like, and it would be really gross. People be like sitting on you and like, God.
Here's what I'll say about the question a little bit. I appreciate the question from Instagram. Thanks, y'all. Thanks so much for following along, giving us ideas. 24 hours doesn't seem like enough. It's very non-committal. Like 24
sure.
hours, you could. I don't know. I could do anything for 24 hours.
You heard it here.
I just mean if I was pushed.
Sure. Should we make
if
it
I-
a week? Should we say like an inanimate object for a week?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Or for eternity.
Oh God.
I mean, then
Those could be
you-
two different answers, you know?
Then you have a real choice.
Yeah. If you are reincarnated as an inanimate object.
I guess I'm sort of leveling up the question a little bit. Sorry about that. Let's back off. Let's back off.
Okay.
Let's back off. There's still some options here. There's still a discussion to be had. I took it extreme.
I kind of like it though. It's putting the pressure on. You know, it's like if you expand the amount of time, then you really need to make the right call because, like you said, you can do anything for 24 hours.
Right. But we
But-
agree. No couches, no chairs, most likely.
Yeah.
Probably want some like good experiences. You know, I'd need like some like I don't know. Maybe I'd be like $100 bill.
Oh,
Travel the world. You know,
that'd be cool.
Ooh, and
For
then
24
like,
hours though, you know, like how many
probably
times are you
just
getting
sit in
yeah.
a wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
in some next to someone's butt,
Yeah.
or in someone's purse or something.
But I like that idea.
Or even worse, you'd just be like in an ATM,
Just sitting there. Just sitting there.
just like squished up next to some other bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to be like something that helps people create stuff. You know, like it'd be cool to be like a part of the creative process. So maybe it'd be cool. You know, my brain, it's like it'd be cool to be like a pencil or something that, you know, or like a paintbrush or something that like gets to be a part of that process.
That'd probably be intense.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, can I feel pain? You know, like if I'm a pencil and someone's like scrubbing my head into something. You know, like
Or they're sharpening you, dude.
oh no, I didn't even think about that. Didn't think about that. Oh no.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. Like,
Right?
okay. Maybe paintbrush is like cream of the crop a little bit. Like,
Oh sure.
you know,
It's
probably feel good.
it's your inanimate object's favorite inanimate object. Dude, everybody wants to be the paintbrush. Nobody wants to be the paint.
Nobody wants to be the paint.
Oh man.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Good one, Instagram. What did we land on? Yeah, I think money for me. Money might be boring. Maybe airplane.
Oh.
You know, you're just a jumbo jet.
Whoa.
Fly
That'd be
around for
cool.
24 days. Probably go a few different places.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh man, my luck though. I'd probably get stuck like.
Go to Newark.
Yeah, dude. Just like, you know, the Newark to O'Hare route, back
Right.
and forth.
What's up, Tampa?
Nice. How
But it'd
many
be cool.
people can
I
be
feel like
offended
that'd
one
be chill.
podcast?
Yeah. I think that's a chill choice. I think like a vehicle is cool. It makes me think about like Pixar movies though, like cars and planes. You know. Oh man,
We just watch Cars together.
we did just watch Cars together.
We don't have to talk about that.
Oh man.
Okay.
Whew. Oh man.
Well, dude.
Well. Now. You know what I was thinking would be fun to do at some point? Maybe record some like fake commercials for stuff.
Ooh, that sounds like
like-
a great idea.
Insert them as like breaks, you know? Like when we get done with the conversation, we can like, all right, now a word from our sponsors. And then like hit some recording we've done of like a fake ad.
Oh, cool. That's a
Would be
great idea.
like pretty silly.
That's a great idea. Well, honestly, we should start recording ad spots. You want to try an ad spot right now for our own YouTube channel?
Sure.
All right.
Yes, dude. Sick. Yes, that's it.
We'll get it.
We nailed it.
Hey, everyone. We're podcast material. We're two friends of 25 years looking for funny and silly topics called podcast material. Here we are. We're silly and we're thinking about stuff.
Think about stuff with us. Welcome to Podcast Material, a podcast where two best buds of 25 years think about funny things to say and do. We're doing
welcome-
things.
Welcome to us.
Welcome to us. Oh shit.
Hey, this is a creative process, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
We're in it. We're deep in it right now. We're in the midst of it.
I said, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
no, it's
Yeah,
part
dude.
of it, man.
Yeah, dude.
We're knee deep in the creative process right now.
We're wading through the
We're
creativity, dude.
Let's go, dude.
Oh, the room's filling up. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, kick those legs, man. Tread
wanna
that
get-
creativity. Tread
don't want
that
to get my
creativity.
don't want to get my arms wet.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man. I always feel a little weird when the creativity gets like to like just to my balls height, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, it's a little cold. It's a little cold.
Definitely.
Oh man.
Ooh, the creativity.
Oh, it tickles.
All right, so we've had some feedback on our previous episodes. There's been some times where people like said that it sounded like we muted or something. Like it just goes silent for a while, and someone had to check the phone to see if we were muted or what.
Oh yeah.
So I thought I'd just say that for no reason.
It's
But no,
true though. I think it's part of our like whatever the editing process is.
Yeah, we're still getting the editing vibe. Ethan and I edit the episodes together, so we appreciate your feedback. If you guys have any feedback for these episodes, you want us to turn it up, you want us to turn it down, you want us to be more silly, please let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Yeah, or if there is a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, you know, I think I've said this to Heath off air before, but you know, there's very few things that Heath and I are experts at. You know, I would say that like we each have our own things that we do really well and have a lot of experience doing and maybe have a lot of knowledge about, but we're not really well versed in every topic that we're going to talk about. So, we enjoy talking about things we don't know about, and we know that we're not always going to say, you know, the correct thing or something that's, you know, completely based in fact. But that's the whole point of this, is just that we're kind of talking about what's on our mind and in our hearts, and we're ready to be corrected. So if you have stuff that you want us to talk about, or you maybe a conversation you've had with your friends, we'd love to hear that feedback. So leave it in a comment below, and right after you do that, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Totally. The buttons are typically pretty close to each other, so if you're already making a comment, you might as well like and subscribe to. And if you do like it, follow us for more.
Yeah, or if you just like us, you know, maybe you don't like what we talk about, but you like, you know, these two smooth talkers right here. Feel free to help us out. Would you consider yourself a smooth talker, Heath?
Yes, I would.
Well, I believe you.
No, I'm not really a smooth talker, but I do feel like I can naturally talk.
It's tight.
Let me say something else here.
Here. Can I analyze your smooth talking?
Sure.
Okay, I don't know that I would call you like a smooth talker, but but you are like charismatic. You know, I think that like when you're talking, people want to listen.
Charismatic yet rough.
yeah. But not quite
Thanks.
rugged, you know, not quite rugged. But like I think you have an easier time talking to people, specifically maybe like strangers or people you don't know that well. I think you're better at it than you would give yourself credit for. But I don't know that I'd call you like a smooth talker. And maybe I just like have a definition of what like a smooth talker is, because I don't think I'm necessarily one either. You know, I think like someone who could like haggle really well, or
right.
like it's like kind of, in my mind it's like salesy. Yeah, swindler, or you know.
Hopefully we can use swindler. Is that chill?
I think so.
Swindle.
I mean, my guess is it's like people like sleazy salesmen or swindlers, but yeah, you should look up the word swindle.
What's the real meaning of swindler?
What do you mean when you say swindle?
What do you mean swindler? Someone who gets money dishonestly by deceiving or cheating people. Which yeah, similar to a smooth talker maybe.
Yeah.
Man, he smooth talked me and I got swindled.
Yep.
Okay. Quick question. So Ethan and I, we are passionate about sandwiches. we've mentioned sandwich artists in the past, and we are going to spoil this a little bit. We've talked about having a dedicated sandwich episode, so secret's out. We're going to have a sandwich episode in the future. Quick teaser, I think, for the sandwich episode. Just a quick. I think because the sandwich episode we have grand ideas for. We're going to go deep into sandwiches, but this is just surface level sandwich question. It really is. And
Yes.
I think just have to go in here. So we're talking just sandwich bread. Okay. Sliced sandwich bread. You're making a sandwich. Doesn't matter what it is. Can be any sandwich of your choosing in your mind. Which sandwich did you picture, by the way, in your mind?
The sandwich I had for lunch today.
Okay, great. Do you want to tell us what that was?
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Oh man, I said it and then I realized what a ridiculous answer to that question. Okay. I had a baguette, like a piece of a baguette, cut in half with mayo, Dijon mustard, one of those Baby Bell like not the circular cheeses, but the like cream-ish cheeses. I don't know what kind of cheese it is. Soft cheese, spreadable. Spread that on there.
Okay.
And then so it was basically like an Italian, but without the ham. It was like 2 different kinds of salami and some prosciutto on there on a baguette. So that's what I pictured.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know. It was good.
All right. So take that sandwich and just take it out of your mind.
Okay, it's
Remove
gone.
that sandwich from your mind.
It's
And
gone.
just replace it with a classic peanut butter and jelly on white bread.
Boom.
How would you like your sandwich cut? Triangle cut, square cut, or no cut, or alternative cut?
Man, I think this is weird. Here's a weird take coming to you.
Okay.
I prefer a triangle cut sandwich, but when I cut my sandwiches, I cut them square.
Okay.
Or like just down the middle, 2 rectangles.
Just because you dislike yourself, you're like,
I guess.
you're like you don't deserve triangle today. You're getting square. You better do better. Do better.
You can't have the triangle today. You didn't earn it. You didn't earn it, dude. I do feel like triangle cut sandwiches taste better, but I think it's just like a reflex. Like I feel like it's just like a
No,
yeah.
Triangle. Okay, triangle sandwiches definitely taste better. I think my cut is triangle too because you get the size variance in bite. Right, your first bite, you've got some size variance, but you're cutting yourself square. Okay,
I don't know why.
are you going vertical square or horizontal square? You know what I mean? Like, because bread has a top.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
are you cutting top to bottom or are you cutting side to side?
I'm cutting top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That way it's like it's fair.
Sure.
One side doesn't have all top, one side doesn't have
Yeah.
all bottom.
Yeah.
If
If I do cut my sandwich square, I'll cut side to side and I'll have a top and a bottom actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
If you're in a pinch,
If I'm
and
in
you
a
have
pinch.
to cut your sandwich square. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Typically triangle though.
Okay, here's a follow-up question for you.
Okay.
You've used your loaf of sliced bread, right? Your white bread or whatever.
I know.
You've got 2 pieces left. Okay. First part of the question. Do you use those 2 pieces to make your final sandwich? Excuse me, what do you call those pieces of bread?
Oh, okay. I think the PC term is bread ends,
Okay.
maybe?
The bread ends?
The bread ends. I've heard it called the bread ends.
I don't know that I've ever heard that.
Oh, I've certainly called it that. Or
Okay.
no, I haven't called it that myself, but I've heard it called that.
Someone's like, oh, I don't eat bread ends.
Yeah, no bread ends for
Okay.
me. Thanks. But it's the butts, dude. It's a
Yeah.
butt.
Yeah, I've heard heels.
Heels?
Yeah,
Okay, so
like the
ends,
heel of the bread.
heels, and butts.
Yeah. But I've mostly heard heels referred to like a baguette or like a hard bread.
Oh, sure. It's a little more bone, a little more bony.
A little
That's
bony.
It's more like an elbow to me.
Yeah.
Fucking baguette elbow.
Yo, give me that elbow.
Damn, I can feel it.
Right?
No, it's a
But,
butt for sure. Go for a butt
yeah.
sandwich.
Yep, that's what I call it too.
I'll make a butt sandwich once in a while. It's not my favorite though.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Ugh.
Those are the sandwiches I give to my kid because he does not know the difference.
Fucking all crust, dude.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
all
It's a
crust.
crust sandwich, dude.
Oh.
It's a crust sandwich.
Oh, I kind of just discovered that for myself actually, that it's just crust.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that either, actually.
Ew.
I mean, I like crust on a regular sandwich. Like, I'll eat it, but I think that's probably why I don't like it. Or why people aren't, you know,
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's
going after it.
yeah.
I always grew up with that,
Oh,
with the loaf of bread. You don't eat that, you don't eat the butt first. The butt of the
right,
bread, you leave that in there
right.
for
You leave
quote
the
unquote
butt
freshness.
for freshness, dude. This is a rule in my house. Yo, don't eat the butt. Where'd the butt go?
Is
Uh, I threw it in the trash because it's a butt, right?
I really wonder
Now-
if anybody else does this. Like, does
now, I know
anybody
there's-
else?
I know there's starving people out here, and I'm sorry about that, but I disrespect the butts of my sandwich bread. But I married somebody who doesn't allow me to get away with much
Fair.
when it
Fair.
comes to the end of bread.
Yeah. Oh man.
We've had many
Oh, man.
discussions.
Does Kate eat the butts?
Kate does not eat the butts. She'll well, no. Let me backtrack. She'll eat the butt. Yeah, she'll eat. Kate will eat the bread ends in a pinch. You know, she'll toast them up and butter them. She won't make a sandwich or anything with them. I've never seen her have a butt sandwich. But
Oh my god.
Kate, I'm so sorry if we keep this in.
This
I'm
has
so
to stay.
sorry.
This has to stay. It has
I'm
to
so
stay.
sorry, Kate. I'm so sorry, Kate. Add it
Oh.
to your list of shit to talk to me on when you join. If we do a wife's episode at some point, we can
Oh,
talk
that's gonna be
about
the
this.
first thing she says, dude. So who eats butt sandwiches? Oh man, that's fucking funny.
Oh boy. There was one more thing I was gonna say about bread since we're here, and we can change topics and get away from sandwiches until we revisit. So you've got your piece of bread. The bread has the crust on the outside, right?
Yeah, around it.
What do you call the stuff on the inside?
Shit. The middle?
The middle.
Maybe? I think I just call it the bread.
It might only be the bread.
I think I just call it the bread. The anti-crust.
Yes,
Or like, yeah, I don't know.
or maybe it's called the crumb.
The crumb. Yeah, the crust and the crumb.
Look at that crumb.
The crust of the crumb. I mean, that would work if you said that. It's Dela is just like of the, so it'd be like crust of the bread,
Oh.
right? It would just be like crust of the crumb.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Have you heard it called anything else before?
No, dude, I realize I just don't know the name of it. I guess maybe might be bread.
Let's see if there's.
Yeah. If the crust is called the crust,
If the crust of the bread is called the crust, what is the inside?
that was crazy, burp.
It was pretty gnarly.
Sorry about that. Yo,
It's called the crumb. It's called the crumb.
It's called the crumb.
Yes, dude.
Shut up.
Breadcrumb is the internal porous material consisting of bubbles with elastic walls.
Let's go. No crust, all crumb for me, baby.
Dude. Wow. What do you call the inside of bread? The crumb is the soft inner portion of a bread, making it the opposite of the
Let's
crust.
go, dude. Some baking knowledge leaked over from Kate to me.
Wow.
Oh, I was like, look at that crumb.
Wow.
Sick, bro. I
That's
just knew
impressive.
that. We just busted that out of nowhere. That's podcast material.
Dude, you're hella smart.
Thanks, everyone.
Oh my god. We're in the presence of a genius right now. This guy knows bread.
Only when we're recording.
Sure, turn the mics off and
Do we got the creative juices flowing, man? We're in
That's
the
right.
creative. We're in the creative marsh.
we're wading through it.
We're wading through, dude.
Get those waders on. Well, my goodness.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my goodness, dude, that was good. That's good. Oh man. Bread.
Bread.
I think probably got time for one more great question.
Okay.
Well,
Oh man, it's a silly one. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's following us on TikTok
yes, dude.
and all over. But we went live on TikTok and we're going to try to do that more. We got a lot of great ideas. We had a super fun discussion with our listeners and the people who follow our podcast. So thanks a lot. Check us out on TikTok and follow our socials.
Yeah. Thanks for it was so fun. It was so fun and like a really cool community. A lot of folks that listen to our podcast showed up and it was a good time. We answered some really silly questions, had some really funny conversations, and got to just kind of chat and get to know our community a little bit. So definitely follow us on there if you do use TikTok. Like he said, we're definitely going to try to do it again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. We were dying laughing a few times for sure. Also, one quick reminder and big thanks to everybody. It really helps us out if you leave comments. We know you can leave comments on Spotify and on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts potentially.
Potentially.
But we did learn if you leave a comment of 7 or more words, it really helps us out and we would love to hear from you. So please leave us a comment.
Yeah, you can just think of 7 words.
Yes.
Any 7 words, just drop them on there.
Tell us your favorite 7 words.
We appreciate you. We
We appreciate you and care about you.
Yeah.
Well, what about that? Was weird. That was weird. Oh God, so much to cut. Okay.
Oh man, you know what's funny is talking about like getting feedback from folks is we were Heath and I were hanging out the other day with some of our good friends, some of our friend group, and I don't think I was really expecting any of our friends to listen to our podcast actually,
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about that beforehand. About being like, well, they hang out with us anyways, so they probably don't want to listen to us just chat or whatever, And then our friend who has a fairly long commute to work, a few times a week was like, yeah, I listened to it, and he gave us some good feedback, but he seemed to really enjoy it, and that I think meant a lot to both of us, because he had some critiques that I feel like we had also, and just had some positive things to say about it, so that was pretty cool.
It is really cool, dude, to hear that people are listening. And I don't know, like, yeah, we didn't necessarily expect our friends and family to listen necessarily because, they get to listen to us in real life all the time, right? I mean, I don't know. I didn't expect people.
They definitely get more than 1 hour a week of our bullshit.
They definitely get more than 1 hour a week of our bullshit. So, that, it was like, are they going to sign up for another hour of our bullshit per week? I wouldn't blame them if they didn't.
Absolutely not.
Like, cool. But we do miss each other. So shout out to the friends listening. Yeah. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah. And we'll probably get a chance to hopefully get some of you on at some point.
Yeah. We would really love to start doing some guests soon. We're brainstorming on how to do the guests and, yep, this is episode number X, and we'll be releasing, guests on episode number X.
Yep, exactly. Still questions to be answered, variables to be solved for,
variables to be flipped.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Well, how usable is this podcast feeling to you?
I feel like we have like 45 minutes or something. I feel like there's 45 minutes in here.
Tight.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about jobs for like half an hour or maybe like 20 minutes. And then there's a couple other bits in there for sure. I think we've got 40 to 50 minutes of stuff. And I say that because there have been some other times, like I think episode 4 and 5, I left being like, oh man, like that was fun, but I don't really know if we have anything. And then we definitely had a lot.
Totally.
So I think we can get. I think there's stuff here, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It's just like, I don't know. Maybe all podcasters have this fear a little bit, like as they're recording or as they're sort of like sitting down to discuss their topic, they're like in the back of their mind, they're like, this shit is fucking boring.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that. I was listening to like the Dollop this week, and I was like, man, they've done like over 500 episodes. Like, do they just like go into it, or they like record it and then afterwards they're like, man, that's shit, and then it ends up being fine.
Right.
So I don't know. I think we've got some stuff, but
no, totally. I think we do too. Yeah. Is there any other questions you wanted to cover or anything?
Let's see what I got here.
Oh,
yeah.
I do have one thing that I could ask you about again.
Okay.
Bring on to the podcast. I thought was funny. Okay, so when we had our live on TikTok, they gave us some really cool ideas. Shout out for sharing all your ideas, folks. God damn it! Let me start this thought over. Jesus Christ! Can I share a fucking? Let me just share a real thought here. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna start a thought and then I'm gonna complete it. Watch this,
Nice, dude. I've seen you do this.
dude. For sure, for sure. The beginning of this thought is, oh hell yeah, dude! I'll give you the beginning, the middle, and end of this thought.
Yes, can't wait.
Beginning of this thought is we went live on TikTok together and we had a lot of fun. The middle is that people were giving us ideas and we came up with some really good ones. And the end is the idea and the question that I want to share with you. Do you put on your socks first or your pants first? We might have answered this on the TikTok live, but I kind of want to cover it again because I think it's important.
Because you have a very strong opinion. I put socks on last. Socks are the last piece of clothing that I put on. Yeah.
Okay. Follow-up question. Do your pant legs ever get caught up in your socks? Like, so when you're going to put your socks on, you've got a pant leg. It's near your ankle, let's say, and your sock is being pulled up. Your pant leg is potentially where your sock would land.
I find that my toes bare get caught on my pants more. So I probably should put my socks on before I put my pants on. You know? Like, that would be, like, I understand what you're saying. My socks don't get caught
Really?
on my pants because they're not on yet.
Well, no. Sorry. Like, when you pull your socks on and your pants are already there, do you have to move your pants out of the way to allow your sock to, like...
Yeah, but not like, it's not
like you're uncovering your foot.
I'm not like pulling my pants all the way up my leg, like to my knee to put my socks on.
Okay.
I'm not wearing like knee high socks, you know, like they just go like right above my ankle or at my ankle.
Oh, okay. So maybe you got shorter socks going. I got
maybe
some crew socks. Like
Okay.
12-inch socks. 12-inch socks.
Sure.
Or whatever.
Yeah. In that case, sure. Yeah. But my pants aren't necessarily like stiff, so it's not like hard to move them. It's just like as I pull my socks on, my wrists like move my pants out of my way.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're diehard socks first.
I mean, diehard socks first. I just think it's an extra step. Like if I get fumbled up, my whole day will be a mess. my whole day will be a mess if I put on my socks last.
Oh no.
There's so many more steps, I think. Well, so you put on your socks. For me personally, I put on my socks first thing. And then when I go to put my pants on, everything's already done.
Socks are everything. Socks are everything. Dude. Oh man.
Okay. Yeah. Cause like, yeah. And I'm ready to put my shoes on. I don't know.
When do you put your shirt on?
It doesn't matter the shirt order.
Okay.
It's like the socks. The socks are the gateway to my wardrobe, basically.
Sure. Can't think about anything until socks are on.
The socks are on, and then anything goes, basically.
Okay, so you're in bed, right? Do you wear what do you wear to bed? Do you wear like just undies? Do you wear or boxers? Do you wear?
Yeah, I'm just undies, dude.
Undies, dude.
I'm doing strictly panties. Yeah, just panties at night.
Okay, yeah, nice.
No socks though.
No socks, right?
Sleeping with socks, I don't think is. What are you rocking? Panties?
Yeah. I wear some boxers, sometimes a shirt, sometimes a boxer, sometimes a shirt, sometimes sweatpants, but rarely.
Nice. Oh, for sure. I actually can't wear a shirt too much. I toss and turn a lot, so if I wear a shirt, it like constricts around me. Like I'll wake up,
like tangled up.
It gets tangled up in a t-shirt. That's
Yep. I've been there.
Man, I go to battle at night.
No doubt. So you sleep in just the boxers or just the underwear. You get up, socks on first thing.
Oh yeah, socks on first thing. Wear my socks. Sometimes I'll even lay my socks out the night before.
Oh wow. Okay, just like on the floor in front of where your feet are gonna land.
Oh man, my socks have actually been a mess lately,
dude. You gotta get that together, man. It sounds like it's maybe causing you some stress. How are you feeling these last few days?
Well, check this out. Can you agree that your dresser drawer, the top drawer in your dresser, that's socks and underwear?
Yeah, 100%.
The second drawer in your dresser is t-shirts. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Actually, my second and third drawer.
Boom! Second and third. Let's go. We've got the second and third t-shirts, and then we've got fourth and fifth. Right? You
Yep.
got 5 drawers? Wow,
Yeah.
dude.
Yep. I might have 6 actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's just shorts and pants, basically. Some sweats.
Yep. Shorts, pants. Yep.
Oh,
I've got like shorts and pants, like shorts and sweats, like athletic shorts, pants, whatever. And then I've got my work pants
right.
drawer. So like with the stuff I wear for work. So
Yeah, pretty much same. Where do you keep your belts?
I hang them over the closet bar.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and I have a couple of belts, but I really only use one. Yeah. And then sweatshirts get folded up and put on a shelf in my closet.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, good question. Okay, so wait. So socks go on. Socks go on. What I'm curious about is what happens after socks. You just walking around the house in socks and skivvies? Or do you throw on like pants right then and then a shirt?
Yeah, typically.
Okay.
Because like
So
when
you
I
go bottom up.
Yeah, I think so.
From toe to head.
And like when I move to get dressed, I'm getting dressed. You know,
Sure,
so like
sure.
socks, typically pants, or I don't always fold my clothes, especially the clothes that I wear a bunch. Socks,
Yeah, definitely.
socks, underwear, and now t-shirts recently. So sometimes I'll just, because I typically wear a t-shirt every day with some work pants and then something over the t-shirt. So if I see a t-shirt nearby, I might grab the t-shirt quick. If I get to my t-shirt before my pants or my shorts, it could be a t-shirt or a pants thing, but it's kind of whichever one I find first, whichever comfy t-shirt / pants I found for the day.
Okay. I will say you're making your like getting dressed routine sound like kind of chaotic. Like, if there's a t-shirt nearby, I just grab it and I throw it on. And then my socks are getting caught in my pants. And I'm just trying to get out of my bedroom.
Dang, is your morning getting dressed not that chaotic, dude?
I don't think it's that. It doesn't feel that chaotic. I think sometimes I'm in a rush to get dressed, but I'm not like I sleep in the t-shirt and the underwear and then I get out of bed. I usually am just rocking that for a while around the house. And then
you don't wake up in a panic and a cold sweat every morning?
only sometimes.
Just kidding.
Only when I know we're recording. And then I'll kind of rock that around the house for a while, and then when it's like time to get dressed, then I get the clothes that I need for the day. So then I'll change my underwear, put on a new shirt, get my socks, or get my pants, get my socks on.
Yeah,
I think I get dressed from top down. Like shirt, underwear, pants, socks.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah.
To like gravity help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Huh.
I think I do pretty much everything with gravity in mind.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah. Really is the force that holds me down.
I was gonna say it's really happening a lot.
Yeah. Really keeps me grounded. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna put my coat on.
Here we are, y'all. Our coats are on. We're at the end of the episode. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Podcast Material. Definitely make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all of our socials and leave a comment and make sure you tell us how much you enjoyed this episode or tell us what we can do better.
Yeah, we always appreciate that. And ideas for future episodes is great too. So thanks so much for listening, watching, telling your friends about us. We appreciate it. So stick around and stay tuned.
Heck yeah.
Bye,
everybody.
guys. Nice, dude. Hell yeah.